Hi friends, this week I'm going to tell you all the voids money can't fill. And the reason I really want to make this is because I've touched a lot of money multiple times now in my life. And there are certain heartbreaks that came with it that I want to prevent you from. Because I had so many ideas of what life would be like once I got money. Everything would be fixed. Nope. There's a whole bunch of voids money can't fill, and there's a whole bunch of problems money can't solve. And they're the most painful ones. And I'm also going to dive into how when you get money, the pain gets worse of the that it can't touch. I'm going to cover a ton in this episode, but before we jump into it, I want to say I'm bringing back What Would Leo Do? That's a segment I did on my podcast a few months back where you guys would write in and tell me your situation and ask for advice basically about what you're going through. But I'm not going to bring it back in every episode how I was doing it before. Like I would take like 3 scenarios and throw it in at the end of every podcast. I'm going to start doing 1 episode a month. That is a full episode of What Would Leo Do? So I'm going to leave a link in the description where you can go and submit your situation and what you want advice on. And then I'm just going to pull from there. It's going to be completely anonymous. So you're free to be as explicit and as honest as you want. Like give me enough details where I can give you accurate advice, but you don't have to worry about anything being attached to you. So the link will be in the description, and everyone listening on the audio version, it will also be linked below where you can write in what you got to complain about and what you want advice about. And nothing's off limits. I'll cover anything. Let's jump into this. The first void money cannot fill is the sense of purpose and every human being's need to contribute and feel of value. Feeling of use is a huge need of every human being. So if you have a bunch of money, you're free to spend your time however you want. Like if you're just handed a few $1,000,000 and you're just able to do whatever you want with your time, you're going to be able to do whatever the fuck you want. And you'll have fun for a minute. You'll be able to go like travel and buy shit and do this and that and XYZ. But if you don't spend your time being of use to others, it's going to fuck with you. Big time. Trust me, I've been there. It's all fun and games to have a bunch of money. But if you don't have a sense of purpose, and if you don't have something you're contributing or doing or just sharing and providing to anyone or anything, you're gonna feel like a waste. There's gonna feel like there's no point to your life. You're just gonna feel like you're here to just take up space on this earth. Like it's just this natural desire we all have to contribute, create, do things, be of use, and connect with people. And when you have no sense of purpose, that is painful. That's why everybody's trying to figure out, what is my purpose? What is my purpose? And they're trying to figure out what it is. But that void, when you have money, is 10 times worse because the money is such a distraction from so many things that you feel. So when you don't have money and you're trying to work a job and you're like concerned with things financially, you feel that lack of purpose and lack of contribution and lack of doing things that make you feel fulfilled. Sure, but it's not that strong because you have financial stress all around you. It takes up a lot of your attention. So when you get money on a level where you're financially free, all of that distraction is gone. And that pain you feel of that void of not feeling like you have a purpose or any use, that shit, oh, it will eat you alive. And having money makes it very clear. And there's no distraction. There's no other distraction in your life. Once you have money and you're financially free, you have to figure out what the fuck it is that you're here to contribute and what you enjoy contributing and how you like being of use to others. Because if you don't, you will feel fucking worthless. So that void of feeling like you have a sense of purpose, that shit, oh girl, it's rough. Money can't cure that. Money can't fix that. When you find out what it is you want to do, money can give you things and give you resources and help you push it and share it and do it better. But if you don't know what that is and you just don't do it, that fucking void is gonna swallow you whole. And that's a big thing a lot of people don't think about. Like a lot of influencers and really, really rich people, sure, they live a great lavish life. They're the most miserable fucks you will ever meet. I'm so sorry. I don't mean to like be mean, but there's this narrative painted that like you're just supposed to have money and like just enjoy life. There's a difference between enjoying life and doing nothing. And when all your money and time is focused on just enjoying life and vacationing and relaxing and buying the nicest shit and eating the nicest dinners, that lack of contribution is going to rot you from the inside out. All these people are so miserable. I'm just going to let you know right now, prepare yourself if you're working towards success and you're working toward financial freedom. Your goal better not be to just sit on your ass, because It will only feel good for so long. And that is why so many people who are so rich and successful, well, really all these things I'm going to talk about are why everyone has to cope. Rich people have the ability to cope in so many ways: drugs, alcohol, gambling, sex. There's everything you can imagine to cope with. And that's why people who are like ultra successful are the biggest fucking freaks, and they be doing the craziest shit. They feel the most emotion they need to cope with, and they have the resources to cope with it. They don't know why it's there. So I'm shedding a little light on all the things that I've observed from my experience of like hitting that level of financial freedom and all the shit that still felt so bad inside of me. So the next void money can't touch and money can't fill is the sense of loneliness everyone feels. Money does not give you closeness with people because it does not impact your ability to connect with people. And I have a whole podcast episode about feeling isolated in a room full of people. It's episode 50 of my podcast. If you want to hear me talk about that, it's on YouTube and it's on Apple Podcasts and Spotify as the audio versions, but it's on YouTube as the video. But I talked about in that, it doesn't matter how many people are around you, you still feel isolated, and why you feel that way, and then how to get out of it. But money does not give you any freedom from it at all. Like, it's kind of like stepping into your authentic self. You have to become your authentic self to truly feel connected to people, or you will always feel fucking lonely. Money does not do shit for that. That void cannot be filled with money. No matter what you buy or who you pay for, it's never gonna fill it. That's just something you have to do in yourself, and money can't touch it. Money can't influence it, because when I was over here like living large, I was a lonely fuck and I couldn't figure out why. And that pain is the worst pain a human being can feel, is a sense of loneliness. And so many people at the top are so big, but they're disconnected from everyone. It's very hard to connect when you're at a certain level. It's very difficult. And if you don't have the ability to connect, money's going to make you feel more disconnected, because it's going to put you on a higher pedestal. Not really like a pedestal, but it'll put you in a different lifestyle. You have different worries, you have different concerns, you have different feelings, and stronger ones. You no longer can relate to most people. And all these rich people got money. They don't got social skills. They don't got emotional intelligence. They don't got the ability to connect. So when you hit that lifestyle, you feel very isolated, and your pool of people to relate to also feels isolated, but none of them know how to connect. Like, it's the biggest mind fuck, and it's the weirdest shit. Again, that's a big thing people cope with when they're really rich. That sense of isolation and feeling lonely. So money is not going to fill any void of loneliness at all. You can pay for someone to be around you. You can pay for a sugar baby. You could pay a fucking prostitute. You can literally pay for anyone's company, but you cannot pay for connection. And I'm going to hit on that at the end with my biggest point. And a long time ago, I used to always think like money is all that I wanted. Like, that's how I was raised. And I was like taught money would save you and money is all that you'll ever need. But when I was at a very, very low point in my life, I had access to certain money. And like I said, when I hit access to a lot of money, I never felt worse in my life. And this is most of the shit. But I was literally skateboarding downtown one time. And this is when my whole materialistic shit stopped. There's another experience I'm going to get to, but this is the main one where I realized money can't do shit for you if you don't have connection. Like, I'd rather have connection over money. So the way that I kind of like came across this, it hit me in the fucking face, is I was skateboarding downtown. I used to have an electric skateboard, and I would skateboard with my friend Genevieve because she had one too. They go like 25 miles an hour, like they haul ass, but don't hit nothing because you fly off and die. But I was out by myself one day, just like skateboarding around, like in my thoughts, just trying to like figure out like the way that I was feeling. I don't fucking know. I was just not okay. And I was just like skateboarding around and just like looking around at shit. And I had on like a little Versace bag and some like expensive sunglasses. And I was just like riding around in my little designer shoes. I just didn't give a fuck. Like, I was just like riding around. And I thought I looked cute. I was like, yeah, I have my little Versace bag. Like, give a fuck. And I used to think monetary items and shit you can buy mattered. Girl, they don't fucking matter for shit. So when I was skateboarding in my little designer shit, I rode past this group of friends, and there was like 3 friends who were also skateboarding. They didn't have an electric skateboard. They had regular skateboards, and they were sitting in a parking lot together, just like facing each other, sitting on their skateboards, like just talking and hanging out. And I was at a point I was so fucking lonely, and seeing them, like the realization struck me of like, okay, yes, I have a Versace bag. I have some money in the bank. I have some designer shit on. But they have each other. And that moment literally like fucked me up because I realized in that moment what I truly wanted was connection and people because I had all the shit and it didn't matter. I wanted what they had so bad, even though it wasn't as like fruitful and abundant and like nice. I would gladly have traded in my electric skateboard and my Versace bag and every fucking thing that I had to go get a normal skateboard and just hang out with these fucking people, just to have some company and some people I feel like I connected to and have people there for me. Like that is the moment my materialism stopped because I realized items are empty. Money is empty. Connection is what is fucking important. That's the number one need for a human being, bitch. There's no way around it. That's how we are. But I really wanted to harp on this feeling of loneliness with money. There is no way to fill it. There is no way. I tried every way. The only way to fill the loneliness is to connect with people, and money cannot touch that. It can't do shit for it. And like I said, hitting a level of money makes it harder to do that. Like it's harder to connect to people you can't fucking relate to, and having a lot of money like switches who you're allowed to relate to. It's weird. It's fucking weird. But there is ways for you to relate even if you have money. You can relate to a fucking homeless person even if you're a billionaire. You're still a human being at heart. So I want everyone that watches this to know you are never void of connection. It is all around you. You can relate to every human being breathing on this earth because we're all humans. We all feel the same shit. You can relate in so many more ways than you think. So one of my tricks for this is if you don't feel like a sense of belonging or connection, look for how you're the same as people, not how you're different. And you'll be shocked at how many similarities you find and how many ways you feel like you can relate. The next void money can't fill, or really like the next thing that money can't help you with, is if you have a void in your health. Like if you don't have your health, you don't have shit. And I know I be smoking and I be drinking and I be doing my shit, but I also take care of my body and I do things to counteract it when I do it. Like I'm not in excess of anything. I party, I have fun. I like to do things. I like to escape and distract and shit like everybody else. But I am very conscious and aware. Because being in the medical field as a nurse, what I saw with people, I took care of so many people who were millionaires. And your money means nothing when you're in that bed and you have no one in the room with you. And money means nothing if you cannot enjoy it. Like I was deathly fucking sick in Rome. Like I got to Rome a couple months ago and I got food poisoning and I literally could not get up out of the bed. I finally had money to spend. I was in the perfect location, but my body was not able to go out and experience and enjoy shit. Like sure, I had money. So what, girl? I didn't have health to enjoy it. So if you're going to ask for money, ask for the health to go with it so you can enjoy it. Because one of the worst and most powerless feelings you can have is to have money and be able to access everything you've ever wanted and not be able to do it because your health is not there. Your health is number one. And sure, there are a lot of things that money can give you access to heal you and help you and recover. But there are so many things money just can't touch. It doesn't matter what resource you have. Some shit is irreversible. And that's just something I got to bring up because holy fuck, like I've taken care of too many people and I've had too many personal experiences of having money, but not health. I'd rather have health every day of the fucking week. Every day of my life, rather have health. I need to start acting like it then. I need to stop smoking. So the next void that money cannot fill is one that made me go fucking insane. I had like a mental break when this happened. I'm gonna tell you a little story. But the void money can't fill is your need for comfort and to feel comforted. So one night I was sitting in a very nice house in a very nice place in very nice clothes and I was sad and like next level fucking sad and just didn't know what the fuck to do with myself. Like all I could do was just fucking cry. Nothing was making me feel better. No thought I could think made me feel better. Nothing I could do physically in my external made me feel better. And I was in so much internal turmoil and I felt such like bad shit. I'm getting like the chills even thinking about that fucking night again. But I was sitting there and I had on Cartier all over my hands and my wrists. Like I was covered in fucking Cartier jewelry, a Rolex, all these designer clothes. And I was just fucking crying, like literally just could not stop, uncontrollable, like not panic attack, but it started to get there because I was looking at all the shit that I had on and I started to freak out. Like I genuinely started to like lose my fucking mind because these items that I had, I thought were gonna be able to help me. Like the jewelry, the clothes, the shit, the nice house, the lifestyle, the fucking cars, the money. Like I thought all of this was supposed to help me. And when I looked down at my hands and I saw all my jewelry and I literally was like looking at all my clothes, I started freaking the fuck out and started ripping it all off of me. Like I threw my fucking Rolex across the room. I was on one, bitch. I was so upset. But I started snatching off all my fucking jewelry. I took off all my clothes and like put on just normal, like basic clothes that I had from Champs. I love clothes from Champs, little CSG brand. It's cheap dick. This is not sponsored, but like I love Champs clothes. I've loved them since I'm like 18 because they make good sizes. They make my size. But I just put on like my little $40 hoodie and my fucking $20 sweatpants. And I just like cried because seeing everything on me that is supposed to make you like feel better and is supposed to be like the point of life that people make it seem pissed me off seeing it because it comforted me in no fucking way. And the reason this shit like fucked with me so bad is because online and in life in general, people paint like this narrative with money. Like they have the nice cars, they have the jewelry, they have the clothes, they have the bags, they have everything. Like everything looks pretty and it's expensive as fuck. And they never share even one inkling of feeling negative emotions or dealing with chaos or dealing with pain or dealing with anything. It just seems like as soon as you get access to this lifestyle and your life looks like this, you're just gonna feel good. You're not gonna have any negative emotions. And it's not that I was consciously thinking this, it was subconscious. Like, it's just when something's painted in front of you, you just make assumptions without realizing. Like, it was just subconscious thoughts of like, once my life is like this, everything is gonna be fine. And it fucking wasn't. And that's why I like turned my back and started to resent the money and resent the designer shit and the jewelry and everything. I was like, fuck this shit. I literally got so mad at it because I was like, this is not what y'all painted out to be. This is not cool. This is not fun. This does not help me. This does not make me feel good. It makes me feel worse because subconsciously, this is how life was supposed to be. And it ain't like that. Like your need for comfort cannot be touched with money at all. And that literally left me to just sit there and think that something was so wrong. And it freaked me out because I couldn't figure it out. And that's my next point I'm diving into is money cannot fill the void of feeling defective and feeling like you are not good enough. Feeling like you are not good enough is something that every single human being deals with. I have worked with and coached people who are like uber wealthy and people who are poor. And something consistent across the board is not feeling good enough. And from my personal experience of going through this shit, it gets so much more painful the more money you have and the more shit that you buy. Because everyone deals with not feeling good enough, but all of us assume things that we think will make us be good enough. And for me, for so long, I was like, once I have money, I'll be good enough. Once I can pay to fix my style, pay to fix my car, pay to fix everything about my life physically and monetarily, then it's going to be fine. Everything's going to be okay. That's what's wrong with me. That's what's wrong with my life. And a lot of people have that thought like, oh, this is what makes me feel defective. This is what makes me not feel good enough. Like I can just achieve my way out of not feeling good enough. And then once I got it, I had everything that I had convinced myself made me not good enough. And that feeling of not being good enough was there. And it's like someone shot me in my fucking chest. Like it was more obvious than ever. And it was so much more painful than ever of feeling not good enough. Because when you don't have money or you're working towards something, it's easy to be like, okay, and deal with not feeling good enough because you feel like the solution is coming. This feeling I'm feeling, as soon as I achieve this or have this much money or buy this or do this, I'm gonna feel good enough. But then you hit it and you achieve the thing or you get the thing. And that feeling of not feeling good enough is still there waiting for you. And it's not like it's just there waiting for you. It's there like, yeah, bitch, I've been waiting. And it's gonna fucking knock you on your ass because it's so much worse once you achieve shit that you thought was gonna make you feel good enough and it doesn't. Because it's literally like, what now? Like that sense of feeling defective is 10 times worse. It's literally 10 times fucking worse because you have no control anymore. You get to convince yourself, once I get XYZ, then I'll feel good enough. Once you get it, you look around, you're like, I still don't feel good enough. Now I have everything. What the fuck is the real issue? You don't know why you feel so defective and it makes you freak out because there's no way to pinpoint something you can do to make it feel better. It's like you're just trapped in it and you're forced to sit there with that feeling. So money cannot fill the void of feeling defective and not feeling good enough. And money cannot even comfort you when you're feeling that shit. So, babe, I'm trying to prepare you with this episode. When you hit the level of money you want to hit, remember everything I'm saying. Rewatch this video. Girl, there's a lot of shit you got to get together before you get to the money or it's going to hurt your feelings. So the next void money can't fill is feeling insecure and feeling like you don't fit in or belong. And I kind of had this realization when I was moving into this apartment. I could afford the apartment. I looked the part. I've reached money now on my own where I'm able to like elevate my style. I'm able to buy shit that I want to fucking buy. I look the way I do. I present the way that I do. I can afford this fucking place. I never thought I would be able to on my own. I'm so proud of myself. But my point is, I looked the part and I could afford this place. And when I moved in, I felt so insecure walking in the lobby and touring this place and living here for like the first couple of weeks I was here. And then I had to check myself and be like, Leo, get the fuck real. But the feeling of insecurity, not feeling worthy and not feeling like you fit in, even when everything external shows that you fit in, you can afford it, you look the part, you dress the part. But that feeling state, there's no getting out of that. Money cannot touch a feeling of insecurity. It can't do shit for it. Money can give you things that will externally make you feel a little bit better. But that feeling, it can't touch because the feeling of security comes from who you are as a person and what you think about yourself, your confidence, what you're capable of. All of that is what contributes to that feeling of feeling secure. And when you feel insecure, you feel like people can tell. And when you're insecure, you're automatically assuming people are judging you. Like when I was walking in my apartment for the first time, I was thinking these people were fucking judging the shit out of me. But in reality, nobody was because there's no external way to know I was feeling the way that I felt. Everybody else just saw me as normal, saw that I fit in. But me being insecure, I convinced myself everybody knew. Like that whole imposter syndrome, I felt like everybody could just like tell. They fucking couldn't. It's like you trap yourself in your own world when you're insecure and it's a painful one. But you have to remind yourself, no one can tell the way that you're feeling. So the whole fake it till you make it thing kind of works. But if you want to absolve that feeling state inside yourself, that's a whole different story. And money can't help with that. And this is so prevalent in like the designer fashion scene and like the cars and the money and shit. Like people flex their lifestyle and they flex all this shit to feel worthy, to feel less insecure. They're like, oh, I have this watch. And it's like, they don't even have to entertain the thought of not being good enough or not being worth the shit. It's like, they just get to deflect any thought that makes them insecure. I have this watch. I have this car. I have this boat. I have this house. I have all these clothes. I have this designer shit. It kind of prevents them from actually looking at themselves and assessing themselves because they're going to have that realization. I really am not shit. And I am cripplingly insecure. They just blind themselves with flexing their way out of it. And I'm able to talk about it because, bitch, I've been there. And it's not fun. But my point with that is there's no way to flex your way out of it. There's no way to buy enough shit to feel secure. It comes from who you are inside. And the thing that kind of goes along with that is lack of discipline. Money can't fill that void, bitch. That's all you. It's all action. It's all self-control and self-respect and discipline. There is no way to buy that. There's not a way to buy it. Because if you look at all these rich people, a lot of them have fucked up bodies. And I'm not saying fucked up to be rude. Like they want to bypass and skip working out and actually being fit and disciplined and taking care of themselves. They just get lipo or they get implants to look like they have muscles and they look fucked up. There's no way to cheat that. There's no way to pay for that. There's no way to buy things that can only be achieved through true discipline. Money can't touch it. And it's very obvious when people try and like shortcut it. But money just, there's no way to get around discipline, bitch. There's no way to get around it at all. And money can't help with that. Like you just have to have that in yourself and just do it. The next void money can't fill, I'm going to hit this one real quick, is feeling lost and feeling like you have no direction in life. What the fuck is money supposed to do? And that doesn't get better when you have more money. More money is just going to lead to less distraction and more focus on feeling lost. You're going to feel more lost the more money you have. You're gonna have more awareness and more focus on the actual lack of direction you have. If you don't know what the fuck to do, bitch, there's no way to find out. Money can't help you. You just have to try shit and discover yourself and have experiences and learn. There's no way to shortcut that. Money can't help you with that. So if you feel lost and you think having money is gonna make you feel more secure, girl, you're gonna feel 10 times more lost. You're gonna have more resources to explore, which is good. It will make it easier. But not having a sense of direction, she's here to stay until you do something about it, and you can't pay for it. All right, one of the biggest voids that I was not aware of until this shit happened to me, that money can't fill, is damage caused by someone disrespecting you or breaking your trust. Money has no way to govern that, help that, or make it better at all. Your relationships with people cannot be repaired with money. It does not matter how much money I hand you or you hand me. Some shit is irreparable. Some shit can only be fixed between human beings. It's like that connection part. Connection can't be fucked with money. There's nothing you can do to fix it. You can do gestures for it. That will lead you to feel a little bit more forgiving and assured. But money can't repair damage that's caused between people. Relationships are so fragile. And the only way to navigate them, to help them, to fix them is with human beings. And your ability to connect, your emotional maturity, your intelligence, how you handle shit, the way you communicate, that's all that can influence it. Money can't do nothing for you, bitch. What, are you gonna go pay for a therapist so you can understand more? Cool. You still have to go implement it and repair it yourself. You can't just go learn shit or throw money at a problem you have with someone and expect it to go away. It won't. People might be able to pretend that something isn't hurtful anymore, they're okay, or they're past it. But that emotional damage that's caused by someone betraying you or disrespecting you or breaking your trust, no fixing it. Money can't do shit about it. That's just a skill you have to have on your own. So remember me saying, money can't fix that hole once it's created. Money can't fill it. I think I need to fix this lighting because I look like a fucking ghost. Like I'm telling a ghost story. Hang on. Okay, the lighting's a little fucked up, but whatever. I recorded at the wrong time of the day. Sue me. So the next void money can't fill is something that's pissing me off recently because I'm going through it now. And it's lack of knowledge. God damn, it's so frustrating. Because sure, if you have a lot of money, you can pay to learn things. You still gotta learn them, bitch. You still gotta learn the things that you need to know and then apply it. But also, it's like the knowledge of who to go to, what to do, how to handle certain shit. You just have to learn it. Like, there's no way for money to like impact that. Something that's been stressing me the fuck out is taxes. I don't fucking fully get it. And I don't know how to do them now that I'm self-employed. And I don't know, it just stresses me the fuck out. So I need to find an accountant. Finding an accountant has been the biggest pain in the dick I've ever experienced. None of them want to work, apparently, or they want to charge me $5,000 to file my taxes. Girl, fuck you. No. The next thing is a financial advisor, because now that I have the money, I don't know what the fuck to do with it. I don't know where to put it. I don't know how to avoid taxes. I don't know how to like sort it out and where to put it and how to store it and like what's the most optimal. I don't know this shit. And what makes it worse is like, I don't know what to do about it. And then I don't know how to find someone who I can trust that knows how to fucking do it. It's just pissing me off, okay? But also with that, I need attorneys for the company that I'm about to start. I'll tell you more details soon. But I need a trademark attorney. And then I need like a legal attorney for like shit that I can and can't say. Girl, there's so much fucking money. I can afford it. I just don't want to. But finding out what attorney I actually need and finding out which accountant I actually need and what to actually do, it's so frustrating. Like money and accessing money at a level that I have on my own. Now I don't know what the fuck to do with it. And it's a whole new level of stress because taxes you cannot fuck around with. I'm not getting any type of messy with the IRS. No, thank you. I'm gonna play that shit safe. But this is just like a frustrating standpoint to be in. I'm gonna find all the people, it's gonna be fine. And I'm speaking it into existence, bitch. Stop fucking with me. Just let me like attract an accountant. I don't need a boyfriend. That's too much for you. I know. But can you give me an accountant and like a lawyer too? But on some real shit, that's something I didn't realize. Is like money can't help you with that. Like knowledge, knowing what to do with shit or how to find things and like access resources. Difficult. And having the money, girl, I have it. Okay, cool. What the fuck do I do with it? So the next void money can't fill. We have 2 left. And then I'm going to tell you the most like important one and the deepest one that really hurt my feelings when I realized it. But this one is people's perception of you. If there's a void in that, money can't touch it. And I'm going to speak on this. And it's funny, I had this episode scheduled to make, and then I had to throw this point in because I got canceled this week on TikTok. People took some shit I said out of context and tried to cancel me for it. Girl. But the point is, money cannot influence or impact people's perception of you. Like when I was going through this certain narrative being pushed about me online and all these new people getting exposed to me and seeing me in a certain light that wasn't accurate, there was nothing I can do to stop it. Like there is no way to change people's perception of you with money. There's no safety with money. There's none at all. Like that is something you can't touch. Like, yeah, I have money now. What got me out of it was clearing it up myself and handling it myself and offering the explanation that cleared people's perception of me. But some people's perception of me is already stuck and it's staying and it's solid. Like some people wanted to misconstrue some shit and take off fucking running with it and paint me in a bad light. Best believe, bitch, as soon as something comes out about you and people paint you in the wrong light, I'ma fucking be there. The same way you just did this shit to me, I'ma be there and watch it be done to you. And I've been doing research about every single person who made a fucking video about me and spread this misinformation. Girl, I've been digging on all of you. And y'all got some fucking skeletons in your goddamn closet. And it's funny, because as soon as I said this on TikTok, all these people started removing their videos. All these people started coming out with apologies and shit toward me. There's this one cunt that won't shut the fuck up and keeps running her mouth. I already got dirt on her. I'm playing the long game. I'm waiting on people to cancel her. And when that fires are going, I'm going to take what the fuck I found and throw the gas on top. Just like you did to me, I'm going to do it to you. I hope you can handle it. I hope you're strong enough to fucking handle what you just dished out, because you're going to get it back. Your actions against me will bite you in the ass always, and I will make sure of it because I'm the snake. Anyway, let me move on from that because I'm getting riled the fuck up. Like I'm just so sick of that situation, but it really showed me how fragile people's perception is and how people can just get one idea of you in their mind, pew, and they're gone. And there's no change in it. Like there's no change in their mind once their narrative of you serves them. Because everybody that was fucking like pissed off at me, they painted me out to be the villain off of some misinformation. And when a villain exists, they got to be the hero. They got to feel justified and they got to feel like they were protecting and helping. They got to be a public hero for standing up against the villain. When I revealed the truth of shit and it revealed that there was no longer a villain, they couldn't handle it, because when there's no villain, it means you're not actually a fucking hero. And now you look like a goddamn dick. Now you look like the fucking villain, spreading misinformation on people. So funny how the little power play works and how it bits you in the ass. But there is absolutely no changing people's mind with money. Money cannot help you with that. If there's a void in your perception, girl, you gotta fill that shit yourself. You either gotta make up for what you did wrong, fix it. I don't say fucking sorry. I change my actions. I have a weird relationship with apologies. I don't fucking apologize. I don't say sorry. I literally will just fix the situation. You'll see in my actions that I'm fucking sorry, and I'll prove it. Because people throw around, I'm sorry, I'm this, I'm that, and they don't change a fuck thing. Girl, I don't give a fuck about your I'm sorry. Shove it in your ass. And everybody was so pissed off they didn't get one out of me. I will offer you an explanation, and then you can just watch my changed actions. Everybody's so mad I didn't say sorry. I'm not going to. I don't owe you fucking shit. Y'all took it out of context thinking that you knew me and ran in the wrong direction. And saying sorry does nothing. One, I didn't do shit to say sorry for, girl. What? I spoke out of character. I made a video pissed off. Okay. Cool. I spoke and used hand gestures that led something to be taken in the wrong direction. I get it. I can take accountability for that. But just because something got misinterpreted wrong does not mean what I was saying was wrong. Let's clear that the fuck up real quick. But my point with this one is your reputation and the light you're painted in is very sensitive, and there's no way to fix it and no way to touch it, even if you have money. There are things you can do, like the Kardashians. If someone says something about them, they can send them a cease and desist. They can sue them. They can pay these websites to take down anything about them. But once that impression is already in people's heads, there's no getting it out. Money can't help you with that. Okay, so for the last void money can't fill. Oh, bitch. It's people genuinely caring about you and taking you into consideration. And I'm going to unpack this real quick. There is nothing you can do financially to make someone genuinely care about you or take you into consideration. And a lot of people, especially Europeans, you grow up with parents who are transactional as fuck. They'll provide for you monetarily, and there's hidden expectations around it. It's very transactional with your parents, and people get into relationships like this where it's very transactional. And when you are the one being given money or being paid for or being accommodated, the person providing that expects you to care about them or at least act like you do and take them into consideration. Now, from someone on the opposite side of it, the one that's not handing out the money, the one that's getting the money, that is not a genuine way to get someone to care about you. All these parents that put their children in transactions with them, oh, I do this and that for you, so you owe me this respect, you owe me this, you owe me that. The love you feel like you're getting in return is not actually genuine most times when it is transactional. Like the way I used to be is when someone would do something for me, I felt obligated and like I was in debt, like I had to take this person into consideration. And I felt like I had to do things to prove that I cared about this person. So the person with the money dishing it out, they got to feel cared for. They got to feel like they were taken into consideration. It's not genuine. 9 times out of 10, it's not fucking genuine. If all you're contributing to someone is money or some shit you could buy them, it's an obligated reciprocation. It's a transaction, babe. It's not genuine. And that's something people don't realize. Like a lot of people with money, there's no way to buy someone genuinely caring about you and genuinely taking you into consideration because they're concerned for you and they care for you. They'll do shit that looks like that, but every single person who is like at a high level financially that tries to pay for a sugar baby, pay for anyone, pay for a relationship, pay for a business partner, and like provide to people, they feel that fucking void because they know it's not real. When you have someone genuinely care for you and you're not giving them shit monetarily, you're just giving them yourself and your relationship with you, that's how you know it's fucking genuine. If you're contributing shit, you'll never be able to know. You will. But I'm not saying everyone that's taken care of financially or given things doesn't care about the person doing it, but that's not something you can buy, is to genuinely be cared for or genuinely be taken into consideration. And a lot of people can't fucking handle that. And a lot of rich people feel that void. They feel that they don't actually feel close with the person that they're paying for or that they're doing shit for. They feel that the love that they're getting back is obligated love, not because they genuinely care. So these are some of the biggest voids that I personally think money cannot fill. From my own experience, this is what the fuck I got. So I just gave it all to you. If you like this video, leave it a thumbs up. Leave me a comment down below what you thought, because I really want to dissect this shit. So play around in the comments. Tell me what you thought. And if you want to submit your situation for advice for what would Leo do, the link is in the description. Don't forget, all of my social media and everywhere you can keep up with me, my merch, everything you need from me will also be in the description. But everybody be safe. Take care of yourself. Prepare yourself before you get money for all these little heartbreaks that are going to happen. I want money to be a more realistic experience. And this is kind of like me telling you the truth about it. So I hope you liked it. Like I said, take care of your goddamn self. Love you. And I will talk to you guys next Sunday.